Hello, have you got your earlies in yet? Won't be long now. These are some of mine. This is a variety called Home Guard. As you can see, they're just about ready to go, but it's still a bit cool yet, so we'll hold them back a little bit longer. But as you can see, they're ready to go. Have you been looking at the videos on YouTube, seeing what everybody's up to? Checking the other gardeners out? I have, and I'll tell you what I've saw a lot of lately, and the reason for this video today. I've watched a lot of videos where people cut potatoes in half, in quarters, just leaving a chit on each piece of potato and growing on that piece of potato and telling us how good it is. And now from one potato you can grow 5 potatoes, providing you cut it into 5 pieces and each piece has a chit on. But I've got to tell you, in all these videos that I've watched, I've never actually seen anyone plant any of those pieces, and I've never actually seen anyone harvest from those pieces. Anyone dig a potato up that's been grown from a piece of potato. All the videos seem to end with a table full of pieces of potato chopped up, and that's it. We're sort of left in limbo. Does it work? Doesn't it work? Now, I'm going to ask you a question now, and it's a loaded question, but I'll tell you from my experiences first. I've been around allotments a long time and I've gardened a long time, and I've never met anyone, and I don't know anyone, that cuts up their seed potatoes into pieces and grow them on. I've just never seen it done, and I don't know anybody that does it, and I've asked other gardeners and they don't know anybody that does it. Now, that's not to say it doesn't work, that's just to say I've never seen anyone do it. So I'm not convinced that it will work, and I'm not convinced of the value of it. You know, although it gives you more potato plants, does it give you more potatoes, just as many potatoes, fewer potatoes, bigger potatoes? I've never seen an end result from those people who say that this is the way it can be done. So, and here's the loaded question. Do you know anyone that sows pieces of potatoes? Have you ever done it? Have you ever seen anyone dig a potato up that was grown from a piece of potato? It wouldn't surprise me if the answer to all those questions was no. So let's do something about it. Let's run an experiment, shall we? Now, I picked these potatoes because there's one here nestling quite nicely with 2 chits on it. Okay, there's some smaller ones, but I'll rub those out, and I'm going to attempt to cut this potato in half. Okay, if I can cut this potato in half and leave a nice chit on each half, then what we'll do is we'll leave those 2 halves for a few days, just so that the wound dries out, and then we'll plant these 2 up, and we'll plant another Home Guard up, and then when we do a reveal, we'll do a 3-pot shoot out. We'll empty the 2 pots out that have the pieces of potato in, growing on, and then we'll empty the pot out that has the whole potato growing in, and we'll weigh the potatoes, count the potatoes, do a comparison, and then we'll know, won't we? Then we'll know. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let me move this out the way and let me keep this one back. We'll take those, we'll just rub these few smaller chits off because we only want those 2 viable chits. And as I've already said, we're going to set this aside for a few days to allow it, that's providing I can do this, to allow it to dry nicely. Okay, we'll let those two halves dry. Okay, then we'll plant those, and we'll also plant seed potato as well in another pot, and then we'll do that 3-pot shootout. You're going to see all that on this video. Now you may ask, well, why are you only doing one? Well, you know, it's not that, it won't be that representative of a trial. Well, you're right, it won't be that representative, but it will be a trial. You will see the end result. And the only reason I'm not doing a lot is because I'm in a small garden. I'm really strapped for space. You know, I don't really want to do this because I haven't a great deal of confidence in it. But after the trial, I may have more confidence in it. You may have more confidence in it when you see the results. And the results you will see, because I'm going to grow these on. And as you know, early potatoes take about 15 or 16 weeks, depending on the weather, maybe something less, maybe something more. But you will see the results, and then you can decide whether you think this is worth doing or not. In fact, you may want to have a go at it now. When you see this video, you may want to have a shot at this and let us know, you know, feed that information back into the sort of gardening community. But I will say this, we want no more videos of potatoes being sliced in half and quartered and dissected so there's a million pieces on a table and that's it. That doesn't tell us anything. All that tells us is, you know, you're able to slice a potato up without actually cutting your finger off. No, we've got to see these things planted, we've got to see them grown on, and we've got to see the end result. This is small scale, but you will see an end result. Stick with it. It's now 4 days since I sliced this potato in half. Okay, it's quite dry to the touch now. There's a skin forming over the wound, over where the potato was cut in half. Corners are starting to turn in nicely. Okay, chits are still chits, they're still there. So it's time to plant these up. And I'm going to plant them up in a pot. And I'm doing it indoors because it's like winter outside today. We had a lovely spring day yesterday, but today's like a winter's day outside, so we'll do it indoors. Okay. So these are the pots I'm going to be using. These are 3-inch pots. And I'm just about here you're seeing it. Growing potatoes in 3-inch pots. Well, if you want to see what happens, you'll need to watch the follow-up video to this one, but yeah, we're using 3-inch pots. Okay, I've already got a little compost in this pot, just in the bottom. I'll just place the half a potato in there and drizzle this compost in so that I don't damage the chit. Okay. That potato's nestled nicely in there. In fact, you may just see the chit. I'm going to cover that over now, so that's the last you'll see of it until it breaks surface. We'll do the same with this one. Place it in and we'll hold it so that it doesn't fall over. There's already compost in the bottom of here, and we'll drizzle this compost in. And we'll shake it in. Okay. There's the chit, just poking out the top. and now it's gone. Okay, we'll choose one of these whole potatoes. I'm going to choose a smallish one. Okay, we'll sit that in there like so. We'll pop our compost on top of it, and it's also sitting on compost. So we'll shake that in. That's it then. That's the test on the way. So we're growing 2 half potatoes and we're growing a full potato, and in 4 months time we'll empty the pots out, we'll see what we've got. So if you want to know how this experiment turns out, you'll definitely need to watch part 2 when I produce that video. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.